Good evening everyone, it's been a while, sorry about that. My name is Kelley Farley. I'm an independent Stampin' Up demonstrator in Karaka, Auckland, and usually every Sunday night I come and we make a card together. It's been a couple of weeks because I've been sick, or we welcomed a new puppy into our family 2 weeks ago, and then we were out for a birthday last weekend, which took longer than I expected, so it feels like it's been really a long time. So tonight we are going to make a card using a sketch, and it's one that I think that at this time of the year hopefully is really useful for you. When I was prepping for a class on the weekend, I discovered that I had lots and lots of little scrappy bits left over, and then also when I was looking at my designer series paper, there was lots of scrappy bits in there as well. So I thought actually the sketch that I'm going to use is one that might be quite useful for everyone, while we've got all of those lots of little bits and pieces that we don't necessarily need to cut strips for, because we've probably got heaps of them just lying around in our packets of designer series paper. So let me just get it up on my screen so that I can keep up with anyone who is here chatting, and we will get started. Okay, so let me flip you down. I'm going to show you the sketch that we're going to use, and we're going to use it can be a Christmas card depending on the paper we use, but we're going to use the Modern Christmas Designer Series paper, so that has lots of options in it, so we're going to use that, and plain black, so black, white and gold card. So let me flip you down, show you the sketch that we're going to use, and we'll get started on it. Alright, oh, I haven't turned my lights on either, that's going to be very grumpy and dark. Oh, except they're flat. Okay, let's try that one. Hopefully that's going to be enough. Let me flip you around. Okay, so this is our sketch that we're going to be using. Sorry about the bumpiness, I'm just going to move it over a little bit. So we're going to use this sketch, and so our strips here are going to be our designer series paper. We'll see if we need a backing sheet or whether we just go directly onto the base. So let me pop this in, and we're going to make it, so 14.85 is our card base. I know that's a really weird measurement, and some people do 14.8 and some do 14.9, but I find that it is pretty close to being an exact, I'm going to score at 10.5, an exact halfway of your A4 card, just halfway between the 8 and the 9, and that will make it nice and even. What happened here with my score? It obviously wasn't straight. So 10.5, and we know why it's 10.5, because 21 is the full sheet, so half of that is 10.5. Okay, let me just intervene. I'm just going to burnish that. So that's our card base, and then we're going to have a look. Let me just put that out of the way. And this has got some delicious patterns. Hi Maureen, how are you? And so I'm just going to get out the bits of scrap that I have here, because you will find that you probably have quite a large number, because when you make cards or you do scrapbooking and you need a small piece, you kind of end up having a little bit that you have to chop off on the side, and it gets wasted. Make sure there's none down there, and then there's a few bits here, and then if we have to we can cut more. So at the moment that's probably, whoops, I don't need stuff just yet. We'll pull that out if we need it. Okay, let's pop that to the side for now. Let's have a look here. So these bits are obviously going to be a little bit too small. That's going to be fine. That's going to be fine. We just need, I need to, I'm good, thank you. Decide which way our strips are going to go. So that's going to be maybe a little bit too small. That we could probably use something else. So we are going to have to cut some, but that's okay. So as you can see from the sketch, they're all roughly the same size, just kind of staggered on there on the way that they are. And I'm going to turn my fan on because it is rather warm in here. Alright, so I think we might want some white strips. So I've got some of the different size. So this is what I'm talking about with my white strips. I have got a bag, plus there's still more in the bag that has all of the, you know, my main pack of paper. So I think I might pop. Do I put a piece behind? Alright, what's on that side? No. I'm just going to leave it like that. I'm going to put some of these thinner and thicker. That one I might do a bit thinner. And I'll leave that one thicker. I've got white, gold. What's on the back of the gold? Black and white stripes. So let's cut that. I'm actually cutting it at just over 10 centimeters, which is actually, I'll do it just under the width of the card. So that gives us some options. So then we're just going to play around with. So that one, and that one maybe. Let's have a thin, there's a thinner white one. Hi Helen, no problem. Thin gold one. They are a little bit sideways, but that's not going to really matter too much. And the stripes another way. And what have we got here? Trees. Let's do some trees. You don't have to use designer series paper. Like I could have gone and got all of these strips here and just done it with one of those. But I just thought, I've got lots of designer series paper. It'll make a pretty card. I haven't used that side yet. And so, why not? Let's make. Let's do. No. Let's do a strippy one with lots of bits. How thin do I want that? Do I want it? I'll finish on that. Okay, so I think I'm going to use those. I'm going to move those out of the way. Just because I want to move them out of the way. And then we're just going to cut them, and I'm going to cut them at 9. if you're, I don't know if this is smart or not. What's this one? But I like to pop them in there and then just kind of line it up really gently, and hopefully my fan won't blow everything around. But if we are a bit gentle, oh, that's too hard. We can get a few in there. It's going to be a little bit shorter anyway. You can stack them up as well if you like, but I find just lining them up on the trimmer like this works just as well. And you don't have to do it all individually. So pop them down like that, hold your trimmer down and trim off. So you can get rid of all of those bits. These are our pieces that we want. These are our pieces out of the way. So now we can start. I can't remember what order I had them in now. And the foil on that is sticking to my fingers. I want that one. I like to have them as close as possible. So maybe that one's a better one to have there, because the trees are going the right way. Oops. Okay, and then the stars. I had more, but now they are not as stripes, trees, ornaments, stripes. Let's put a thin white one in there. So that's going to be our card. I wonder why, Alison, that's so annoying. So annoying that it just takes so long. So we're making this is our sketch tonight, and I've used the modern Christmas paper, and really apart from the trees and this one here, it could be an anything card. It doesn't have to be a Christmas card. It can be used for with any DSP, or even, oh that's got too much, or even a plain, what do you call it, plain cardstock would work too. Whilst we don't want too much glue, we want it to actually stick down and not fall apart for our recipient. Maybe I'll in here. Let's have a air bubble or something in it, because that's a crazy amount. It's not a full one. This would be a great card for that press and seal technique if you've got that or seen that. It's like a Glad wrap that's ultra sticky on one side, and if you were to put it down on top of your card, it would keep it all together, and so you could then flip it over and glue the other side. I thought that was glue there, but it's not. Yeah, so my glue seems to be having a bit of a mare. So you're just stacking your designer series paper, offsetting it so that it's not all in one row. You could do it all in one row if you wanted to. You could add another layer here and add them to that layer before you put it on your base. I've just gone straight onto the base. Now I feel like I've messed up somewhere here because it's not very straight. This one is very little. I'm going to put it straight on there. That was clever. I'll put ink on my desk. Maybe not straight, look at that. Maybe I'll put it up there. Can that pick up the glue? A little bit. Now I've scrunched them up. Need a little bit. Another little bit. Let's use a little bit of this one. To finish this off, and we're going to glue the foil side. Finish it off with some white crosses, and that is the end. So now I'm just going to get a sentiment and a die, or a punch actually. Let's see what punch we've got to do. Let's go oval and black. Okay, so Merry Christmas is our sentiment of choice today. There. So that is going to fit. Yes, it's going to fit. Now, what I'm going to do is surely in here I have a big enough piece to punch this out. Oh, perfect. A perfect size. So we're going to punch that. And then I'm going to, I don't want to punch it out of the whole piece. Got a piece of black here. I'm just going to punch that out. Yes, they are the same size, but we're going to use one as a layer mat underneath. I don't know if I've told you guys this, but this is my what do you call it? Not Tombow. It's the not stays on Memento Black, and I brought a white ink pad which comes actually empty, and used my Memento ink refill and filled this up. And I find that because I liked my Memento, but it just wasn't giving me a nice dark image, so that's probably we tapped too hard on there, but I have, yeah, it's made it really good to get a nice solid image and not have to pound my stamp. Oh, that wasn't what I wanted to do. And not pound my stamp heavily onto the stamp pad to get a darker image. My blade needs cutting by the looks of that. My blade needs changing, I mean, by the looks of that. We won't see it because we're going to put it behind the white. So, are we? Yeah, I think it needs something just to lift it up. So we're just going to very gently move that out of the way. So I actually cut that and then it was not centered, so I cut it again and made the pieces smaller. You could just punch it on the edge of your card to give yourself the space. Just going to hold that in place, and then we're going to do the same here. We want to get a similar kind of edge there. And so that is our layered sentiment using a punch that's the same size. So you wouldn't see that when you pop it on. You don't see that it's really missing the black. Now, our card could go this way or could go this way. It's up to you, really. Either way, one of my lots of trees is going to be the wrong way around. So I'm actually going to do it this way, because I like that going across more. I think it stands out a bit more. So I'm going to use that one there. And we're going to pop some dimensionals on the join just to make it a little bit more secure. I'm going to use some of that too. And then I'm going to get my backing off. Nope, missed one. And came half off. And pop that here in the middle. And then I'm actually just going to put some Wink of Salad around the black. Edge, just to kind of give it a bit of shimmer. And then on the edges here of the darker colours, actually let's do it on the lighter colours too. I'm not going to do it on the foil because it won't necessarily work very well on there, but on the other ones I'm going to use the Wink of Stella just to go over the top of them. It needs a little refresh. And paint it on. And that gives a nice little sparkle. I'm not sure that you can see that yet, but I'll lift it up and try to angle it in the light. You should see it. Oh, that you will, because that's got quite a bit on there. It didn't spread very well. Okay. So if I hold that up, hopefully, there we go. You can see the shimmer from the Wink of Stella on the matte papers that I've used. So that's our card. Move this out of the way. That's our card sketch. Rubbish. I'm going to get rid of those. I don't think we'll keep them. there. Tidy up my table so that you can focus on just the card. That is that there. So that's our card for this evening. I know that I am a couple of weeks out from sorting out some prizes. I think I've got, yeah, so because it's been a couple of weeks, I'll just do them all together. I'll go back through the posts and get everyone that's put a card up, and then we'll just do one big draw next week. Alright, okay, I think that is all. Thank you very much for joining me. Thanks, Maureen. Thank you very much for joining me, and I hope that you have a go at making your strippy one. And obviously is opens you up to lots of options. As you can see, I've actually turned it around. I've used they've all used a similar size. I've used different sizes. I've changed my sentiment. Lots of options ahead for you. So yeah, I look forward to seeing what you make, and it will be, I'm sure, a really quick one for when you need bulk cards for Christmas or birthdays or other celebrations or special occasions. Anyway, thank you very much for joining me. I am going to pop off now. I'm going to have some dinner, and I will see you all later. Bye for now.